Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is and you know who it is. It's the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast and as tradition. That's Mr. KC. I'm that dude with the beard. And you know what time it is. It's NFL week action, NFL week 10. And we in it to win just because it rhymes and it made sense right there. What's going on, Mr. KC?
Oh, just another day here in sunny paradise, enjoying Thursday night football, and excited for this NFL weekend.
Needless to say, overly excited here. A lot of rivalry games, and that's what's really kicking off Thursday night with the Jeff Bezos Bowl. The Bengals and the Ravens are battling the North, so to speak. The Bengals trying to climb out of obscurity. The Ravens trying not to fall into obscurity. And right now, Joe Burrow and them boys are up 14-7 going into the half, but Lamar is all smiles, so I'm pretty sure you know that the Ravens are going to pull this thing out here when they tighten some stuff up because you rarely see a quarterback who's down going into the half smiling unless it's Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson at that point, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been pretty crazy watching this line move because I seen it at minus 5.5, and it's gone all the way to plus 2.5 for the Ravens. So it's pretty crazy to see the live betting going on. That plus 2.5 for the Ravens feels real kind of nice right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially considering that they down right now here. They got 30 seconds left in the second quarter. They just got the ball back, and they had a touchdown that was pretty much overturned. You know what I'm saying, off the feet work. So, um, I'm I'm not worried about these Ravens at all. They should take care of business. And ladies and gentlemen, this is our first pick of the day before we dive into our regularly scheduled picks. I have Baltimore winning this game here without even having to throw out a score while it's live. And I'm sure Mr. KC. Well, let's ask him. How you feel about this, Mr. KC?
Oh, I'm still feeling nice with the Ravens.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
even look right now. You can watch this later or whatever, and you'll know what happened at the end of the game. But right now, it's 14-7, Cincinnati over Baltimore, and I'm still
Right.
give me Baltimore.
Oh,
So
and give us a little turn on your camera, Mr. Casey. You kind of cut yourself off a little bit. Give
my
us a
bad.
little turn. Oh yeah, that's perfect. There you go. You was giving us the Arkham Two Face for a second.
Right.
It was
You, you
but
only
no.
get so much.
But no, with that line moving the way you said, I feel comfortable with the Ravens too because it's almost like how the Chiefs play. See, this is why in certain situations, I know we was talking about the Ravens, but I got to talk about the Chiefs for a second. We homers, well, we 8-0. It's what it is. It's three-peat season, three-pat season. Excuse me. Um, but it's just like when you watch them play. And now that Missouri has legal betting, uh, it's just watching that line. People, I'm gonna net me personally. I'll net so much more money, but if Patrick Mahomes don't cover the spread, he's gonna cover that in the game line. Like that thing is going to be, it's almost guaranteed. So I love to see it happen, and I love to see that Baltimore's getting the same respect because, like I said, if not Kansas City, it's got to be the Ravens.
Right, absolutely. I'm right there with you with that one. Let's hop into these other games though. Let's check out this hit list of schedules. It's kind of a funky one. To start it out, Sunday at 9:30 in the morning. We got a nice little early Sunday game.
Man.
We've got the Giants versus Panthers.
Yeah, and I'm going with Vanilla Vic and Malik Neighbors, of course, in this game. I know the Panthers just reeled off another win, but it doesn't matter. The Giants are going to win.
Yeah,
I
Vegas.
don't even think they'll win handedly. It should be a pretty good game, but I think this will be the game where Malik Neighbors get about well, not four touchdowns, but over four receptions, maybe two touchdowns, something like that.
Yeah, it should be the. This is the wildest part to me is looking at this and being like, wow, the Giants are 2-7 and they find themselves as 6.5 point favorites against the Panthers. Like that's just how much disrespect is out there for the Carolina Panthers this year. and you can't ignore it. You know, it's right there for you.
And you say, well, I agree with what you're saying totally, but to use the word disrespect, I almost feel like this is spot on because it's the Panthers we're talking about. Their quarterback went to Alabama, and you know how I feel about Alabama quarterbacks. So even if you have the backup plan, what's the boy name? Andy Dalton. Like I
Yeah,
said, they never should have gonna play. They be swapping them out. So if I mean, we'll see what happens. But like I said, as long as they're front office is the same and the ownership and stuff like that, they're going to remain a dumpster fire. They've been in obscurity since Cam's debacle at the Super Bowl. So,
yeah, and that's about all the time that the Giants and the Panthers deserve. Let's hit a couple of these comments real quick. Shout out to Icy and Freezy being the first commenter. You know, first commenter of the night. Hi back
yo,
to you.
yo.
Yeah, he asked how we're doing. We're doing good. And shout out to Luna with a request to show it. So we out here showing it.
Yeah, we in the show me. So, hey, that's
Right.
what it is right here. That's why I stay in the championship city, in the championship state, in the heart of America, the real heart of America. Anyway, big shout out to y'all. Appreciate the comments, appreciate the love and the participation. Who we got next, Mr. KC?
Next on the hit list, we got a little bit better of a game. Still kind of a similar point spread though. The Vikings versus Jaguars.
Woo! I would like to, if I could, just a moment of silence, about a brief 5 seconds for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Android 17 in this season under Doug Peterson. Um, let's just take a second here now. And five. So they're losing. This whole season's a wash, and it's unfortunate for me to say that because I'm so high on Trevor Lawrence. I still like him. I still think he's one of the better quarterbacks, but this is showing you the incompetence level of coaching with as much talent as they have down there in Jacksonville. Like not even a year, well, only a year ago, you could say they weren't the premier team in the South. And it's just
Yeah,
crazy to me the amount of losing that this owner is still taking. Like I know the culture is so terrible. It's just time to clean up this front office. It's been time. Like y'all found a glimmer of hope. Y'all found that edge, and then you lost it. Like I'm so sorry for you, Trevor. Y'all taking this L. There's really no doubt about it. I don't think anybody on the planet expects you to win this game. Which Vegas odds maybe. What we got on that? Do you got the Vegas odds on that? Because good night.
yeah, we're sitting at the 7 point spread. Money line is a minus 350 for the Vikings, and we do have a total of 2% Ben Jacksonville right now. So
Yeah.
there is someone somewhere in Jacksonville. In
Right
Jacksonville, I
in
promise you,
Jacksonville.
there's nowhere else there they can reside. And I would actually ponder it's going to be some kind of mobile home in Jacksonville is where this is going to be located at. And what this is called a lottery ticket. So
Woo.
instead of playing the Powerball, you know, one of these days you're going to get these NFL upsets right. And
Right.
it ain't today. It ain't today. You
No.
know, you stayed in Duval, but I appreciate the support. You know, like
Man.
on paper, the Jaguars should be a better team than 2-7.
They should be right there in the. They should be 7-2. It should almost be reversed. They should be 7-2, 6-3, somewhere in the same realm as the Texans. But this is what I'm clearly saying. The Texans clearly have the better coaching, like clearly. And D'Amico Ryan's is only 2 years in. And it's crazy that he took this program and elevated so much, and a Super Bowl winning coach can't do the same in a division that should have been yours. Like it should be no way. You should be the Andy Reid of the AFC South.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the Texans being competitive with you, but this is a dog walk at this point. Like it's you ain't talking about the Texans. I mean, are
Man,
you talking about the Colts? So you talking about the you know what I mean? Like we started looking around like
I
who are
ain't
you
talking about the
actually
Titans.
yeah, who are you actually better than? Well, we know they're better than Titans. I ain't gonna they down bad. They ain't down that bad.
Ain't they got the same record almost? Or the Titans
Probably.
might.
Probably.
I
The
was like, I
Titans
had to see.
might be
Titans might
sitting
have
next to
enough more wins, right?
yeah, let me no, they're sitting
Ooh,
2-6, so they're still the same. Yeah, it's you
yeah,
know
that's bad. That's
it's-
the moment where this is like sitting in the lunchroom. The moment where you see the Titans come in and sit at your table, you know something's wrong.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know something's wrong.
yeah. You know, like you start looking around
You're
and
like, hold on,
hold on.
this ain't what I'm. Hold on, who are
I,
these? Are we
this
really?
was
Yeah, you
this
got it
is
right,
this was the whole short bus. The whole
man.
short bus showed up at mine.
Show bus
Why did
show.
they think they need to sit by me? Why they sit by me? Why
Exactly.
why
No, you flabbergasted. Like you can't even find the words. Like, well, hold on. I could have sworn let's say we won the AFC South and we was up high. We was like, hello down there, and then it's like, and you look over in the cafeteria and you see CJ Stroud and them. They rapping at the lunch table, beatboxing. Everybody eating desserts, a la carte food from the school. You know, they over there going crazy. And it ain't even bad at the Colts table. They partying even a little bit.
right.
Oh, good night. Anyway, good night, Jags. And I'm so sorry, Trevor. So sorry.
Yeah, disappointment. That's all we can say about you, Jacksonville. We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
That's all. We're like very thoroughly. Like, yeah. Anyway, let's move on, Miss Casey. If I get too distraught, and I can't talk no more.
Right. Well, speaking of this chalk, we've got the Patriots versus the Bears
Oh man.
in Chicago.
Honestly, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm
Mm,
gonna do that. They won a game that they shouldn't have won last week, or was it last week? Yeah, they
I
won a
think the
game
week
that they
before.
shouldn't have won. I, I'm going with the Patriots. Like I said, anyway, Chicago knows how to shit the bed, and like I said, they keep doing it. They prove they can do it. I'm to the point where I can pick the Patriots with a smile. I'm gonna pick the Pats.
The
I'm
Pats. Mm,
gonna go with the Patriots. Upset alert.
that
Upset
is what
alert of the
that
week.
is.
First
Yeah,
upset alert. You know, I usually nail them. I got to put the horn on it though.
yeah. 9% of the public agrees with you.
I'm all right, because when it gets to 10, I know that I can win. Let's do it. It's getting
It's,
up there.
it's right in that range. Look, that is kind of the sweet spot that we've seen this year. Is
Ain't it?
somewhere in that 10 to 30% range. And anytime you see the Commanders just, or not the Commanders, excuse me, the
Right.
Arizona Cardinals is
Mm.
another one to watch out for. They've been so hot with these. You know, it'll be one week people will bet them and they'll lose, but the next week you'll see them 5%, 10%.
Telling you. I love that Cardinals money line. It's won me money this year. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
and
going to
it'll
say.
always be like it'll be like a 2 point line too. Like Vegas will tell you there's absolutely no reason. You know, like this Patriots Bears, they're trying to convince you with a 6 point line to try to bet the Patriots. You know, they're at least encouraging it. But when you see like a 1 point line or 2 point line, 3 point line, I even go up to like 3.5. And like, if you see a 3.5 point line and it's all of a sudden 5% of the public is betting it, it's like, yeah, yeah, take that upset. Take that easy upset. Vegas is telling you this is not the game you think it is, and you still won't listen.
Yep. So I'm locking it in. That's my first upset alert of the week. New England over the Bears because Caleb has not impressed me. Like I said, I left the light on for him. I left it. I said, well, we got to see because like I said, I've heard so much hype, but I don't see the hype. I don't see it. Like I heard everything in the world, but like I said, I left the same thing I did for Jaden. I left the asterisk on and the light on. Jaden's proven himself, but like we talked about before, I said he was the better quarterback anyway. If he would have been in Chicago right now, they'd be far better off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And speaking of old Jalen,
So who you going with? Who's your pick?
the Bears.
The
The
Bears.
Bears are
Okay.
going to, yeah. I believe the Patriots have been hot garbage this year. They've won games that they have no business winning. We'll definitely say that. And this definitely has the potential.
Hmm.
There's um, nothing about the Bears that cements this in any way. And honestly,
Right.
I,
Exactly.
I think a 6 point spread is slightly, I think that's more based on trying to convince people to bet the Patriots than it is believing the Bears will win by six. But that being said, if you're going to be, if we follow a story path of mythical WWE entertainment style writing, if I want to write a nice fiction story about how Caleb Williams isn't a bust. You beat games like this against the Patriots where, you're beating a terrible team and they're like, look, he's good. He's good because he's beating the, 25th best team in the NFL. Whatever, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, congratulations, you beat a two-win team. You know,
Hey, and they're not even gonna get that glory. Patriots, let's go, man. I'm back. Let's go, Pats.
let's go Pats. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm ready for the upset. Really, I really am. I'm game for it. I'm not gonna bet no money on the Bears. Like I don't have faith in the Bears like that. But
Right.
there's
I
no
feel you.
value in it. With a minus 275 on the money line, I'm not taking the 6 point spread.
That's why you gotta take
And,
the Pats, man, on your upset card. Gotta have
yeah,
one.
we'll put an asterisk by that one. You could be one of those. I
That's
don't
all I want to
believe
hear.
it.
Yeah, let's just leave the light on. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave the light on for that one. That's got potential. You know, Here I think this is a banger of a game for a 1 o'clock game. We got the Steelers versus Commanders.
Ooh, ooh, darling. Ooh. You know how to tug in my heartstrings, man. I'm very fond of both of these teams. Like I've been nailing this Steeler thing the whole year, but I've been nailing this Commanders thing too, though. And the thing is, you've been here. I've been riding with both of them for the last few years now. I've only spoke highly of both teams the last few years. So like
Mhm.
this is a real crossroads for me.
Yeah, I was interested to see what your opinion was on this one.
I'm gonna have to go Commanders. I'm gonna
Well, I'm
have
glad you
to.
made the right choice.
Because I still think the Steelers are going to win the North. I still think this is a close game. Uh, I'm just going to go with Jaden because he's hotter right now, and it seems like there's just more electricity in that locker room. Even though the Steelers are great right now, like they're thoroughly leading the North, especially if the Ravens can't come back and win this game. They're still down 14-7, starting the third quarter now. Uh, that was a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Washington though. I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah, I think it's Washington. I truly do. I think the Steelers have a coaching advantage, but you know how I am. The first thing I look at when I look at games is quarterback. It's a quarterback driven league, and I look at the quarterback matchups. And while Mike Tomlin and Russell Wilson have been a solid combination. I will not take that away from either one of them. And Mike Tomlin has the coaching advantage, I would even say. However, I think Jaden Daniels is definitely, he's better. I'd take him over Russell Wilson every day of the week. And I don't think you can find me a person that follows in the NFL that would disagree with that take.
Right.
Like it's a big difference.
Because if
You
Justin Fields was playing, I'd probably almost swing it though. It'd probably sway my choice. But I just no. I got to like you said. I gotta go with Jaden. It's just it's the better pick. It's the more electrifying pick. It feels better. It's the feel good pick too.
yeah, yeah, and that's going to be one we're going to need to keep a close eye on because we are sitting at a 3 point spread, and the betting public is kind of heavy on the Commanders at
Oh,
64%. So
oh,
we only got 36 on Pittsburgh. So if that number starts dropping, that's one that I would wait till Sunday to bet. But
oh,
if
for
that
sure.
drops below 20%, I would say, and that line stays, that 3 point line tells you a lot, and it's in Washington. So that
Right,
3 point line is basically saying it's a coin flip, but we'll give it to the home field advantage.
right. We're gonna see. It should be a hell of a game. That's all like it should be. This should be probably one of the better games of the week, honestly.
Right. I've got a kind of a surprising line here. Wasn't quite expecting this, but it is the 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Six and a
Ooh,
half point spread.
that's it for San Fran. They favorite.
Yeah, they're favored by 6.5 on the road.
I'm most surprised it's only 6.5. Honestly, um, I know that Tampa Bay they played good last week against the Chiefs, and that's only because they were playing the world champion. So you always give the team your best shot. But now you play in the Niners, and I don't think they're going to come out with the same kind of intensity to try to get a dub. Let's just say what it is. I like that. I think that's a spread that San Fran will cover and probably cover 3 times over
Yeah, I don't know. This one
because they're
feels a
getting
little,
healthier.
it feels a little asterisk to me.
Mm,
I mean, the Buccaneers are not healthy, right?
right.
But they play so tough, and it's in Tampa early. Oh, that's another factor I didn't think about. So this is a 1 o'clock game in Tampa for a
Hmm.
West Coast team. So it's to them.
That's
What's
all I'm
what's
saying. Those
yeah,
California.
it's an early game for them. This is an early Tampa. This is an early game for the 49ers.
Well, no, man, they gonna get there on Friday. They gonna kick it on Saturday and stuff. Hang out with some people who played at Tampa Bay. Probably find Tom Brady. Who knows what happened? They'll be all right.
Yeah, probably. I'm not. I'm also going 49ers. I want to play devil's advocate while picking the team. I'm trying to convince that they can lose somehow. I'm trying to figure out. There's got to be a way. There's a couple formulas. That early morning does make me wonder because if you're used to playing at 1 or 3, sometime in the afternoon on the West Coast, and all of a sudden you got to play early. Usually those are like an afternoon game. It's kind of a surprise.
Hmm.
Next one up, we got a NFC South battle match, little firework matchup, and I'm surprised this line is as close as it is. But we do have the Falcons versus the Saints.
Yeah. This is going to be a dog walk for the Falcons. Like I said before the season started, they were my odds-on favorite to win the NFC South. With the addition of Kirko Chains, and they ain't done nothing but prove me right. What's the line on it? How much is the Falcons favored by?
3.5
Only 3.5. Yeah, they'll cover that,
on the
especially
road
against the
though.
Saints, huh?
It is on the road, so 3.5 is pretty, you know, pretty
Yeah, they
respectable.
can get that on the road because the Saints have nothing left in the tank. They're pretty much done. Alvin Kamara, he's getting endorsements. So he's worried about sandwich or whatever they endorsed him on recently. I saw it and shit, and they got their stuff going on. And Derek Carr's the quarterback, so I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the better matchup, like you would.
Well, just to throw something out there, what do you think about the Saints did fire their coach? So you get replacement coach gets that dub, that feel good.
It didn't work for the Jets. That didn't come until a couple weeks
Uh,
after.
it sure didn't. It sure did not.
Yeah,
And it's the
so
Falcons. It's the Falcons, but
yeah, it's the Falcons. Like it's just
I was just trying to hype up the 5% of the people that bet the Saints. Um, maybe you got something. Maybe you got some voodoo magic coming your way.
5% of people who lost their mind betting on the Saints.
Right. That ain't a lie. Next on the list, the biggest spread so far of the week. We got another bit. I see another one with the same spread. This is not the only one, but we got a big spread on this game. Big old spread. 7.5 points.
Ooh, who is it?
We have the Denver Broncos coming to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ah, yeah. We talking about spread Mahomes? No, I wouldn't take the spread on that one. Not against Denver. Even though
No.
I'm sure the win is going to happen, I'd rather play the live line. Like I said, like what we talked about earlier, I take the Chiefs money line regardless. Though it don't be too much sometimes, but it'd be enough to satisfy the taste. Kansas City wins this game though thoroughly and through, and I'll net $100 from this outside of MGM. So shout out, to my usual Bronco donator. Um, it's just what it is, man. Like some things are inevitable. Like Thanos told them in the first part of Endgame when he snapped it, y'all had to come back 5 years later. Like I said, it's just like what we did to Denver. We snapped them. They got a lucky win, and it's back to obscurity.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is a runaway case. This is a runaway game. Like it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. The minus 400 is kind of rough to take the money line on, but it is like you bet $100, you're gonna get 25. Free 25 bucks. 2% of the public believes in Denver. Let's give a quick shout out to our to Theo.
Oh yeah,
Theo
what's going
Sutherland.
on?
Nice to
Let
see
me
you.
get my. Oh God, hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting daddy messages also. You're never off parent duty, even though
Right.
you know. And Mr. KC, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Regale the folks. I'll be right back.
I think I messed up and hit my mic. Nope, my mic. Yep, there we go. Hey, yeah, yeah. Of course, I remember. We're a remembering type folk. We try. May took us a couple times. We got to get used to it type deal. But try not to call you by your title. Try to you tell us you a different name, we'll give you a different name, Theo. You know, that's how it is. The next game on the list, we are looking at the Bills versus the Colts. Bills are 4-point favorites on the road. And look, I kind of like the Bills in this one. I hate to say it. I don't like ever picking Buffalo. I'm not a Buffalo supporter, but Indy has been hot garbage. Joe Flacco's looking old as usual. You know, he's there. He was on the couch for a reason. We do know that. And Josh Allen's been doing enough. Look, this is a nice, easy way to get to 8-2. You know, it's a situation like this where you're stuck playing the Colts and the easy wins. Look, Anthony Richardson has been nothing but a bust. Just a pure, you can't define it as anything else. Pure little bust. I'm done with him. I'm just absolutely done. Next on the list, we have the Titans versus the Chargers. As we said earlier, this did have a huge 7.5 point spread, just like the Kansas City game. We have the Titans versus the Chargers. Titans try to be scrappy. You know, they're really trying to be. The Chargers are a surprising 5-3, but when you play teams like the Titans, it's easy to stack them up. It's easy. This is a nice part about having a nice cupcake schedule last season or losing a bunch of games last season is you get games like this where you're playing the Tennessee Titans. 3% of the public believes the Tennessee Titans can pull off the upset. I just wondering where do they find these Tennessee Titans fans to bet on their team? Is gambling even legal in Tennessee? I wonder because it's just such a weird little situation there. And look, the Chargers shouldn't be 5-3. Like it's a disgusting, and they will move to 6-3. They'll suggest they're decent. You know, only 3 games back behind Kansas City, only because Kansas City remains undefeated, and they're starting to get a little cupcake to it. You know, little easiness. So it's kind of guess it works both ways. But when you get AFC West opponents and you're in the AFC, it's not really anything the Kansas City Chiefs can do about it being easy wins. You know, when you're going to the season with 6 wins already, it's kind of stacked up.
Which game you talking about there?
I was talking about the Kansas City Chiefs for a minute, but the 2 games that we went over were the Bills versus the Colts.
The Bills win that game easily.
Yeah, that's what I've got too. And the Chargers versus Titans.
Yeah, Chargers should win that game. Yeah, I don't even know how they won so many games so far, but I guess they really played nobody if you really go back and kind of look at it.
The schedule is
But
full. It's the Titans, man. That's why
yeah,
they're out here being 7.5 point favorites against all these terrible teams. And they've been covering the spread. At least they've been doing what they're supposed to do.
yeah, and just thinking about it, they're gonna mess around and probably make the playoffs. Maybe Walker, or maybe we get 3 AFC West teams in the playoffs this year. Unsurprisingly, unbeknownst to us. I'm just saying, we'll see.
3 of them. What is? I don't even say. There ain't even
The
three I can
wild card,
name.
because I mean, the Broncos and what? What are the Broncos right now? Before this weekend's loss, they're what,
Five
five?
and four.
Yeah, and then the Chargers will win that and move up to what, 5-5, or what are they now?
They're like no, they're better than that. I think they're like 5 and 3.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they up in that realm.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you got to remember Cincinnati. Looking like they might win this game today. They just went up 21-7 on Baltimore. If they win, they'll be at 5-5. Baltimore falls to 6-4. Like I said, it kind of opens up the door. So we just got to kind of keep our eye on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it opens the door a little bit, but the problem with that is then the Bengals will move. They start looking at a wild card spot. If they can manage to be the Ravens, and then it could be the Ravens. I think they all come out of the AFC North, if anything, because
You know,
this put the Bengals at 5-5, and the Ravens at 6-4. And I just don't see it.
I'm just saying, but just think about shit about the Broncos and the Chargers. They'll still be around the same realm with the record. And we talked about just talked about how easy the Chargers got it. The only other L they got coming is Kansas City.
Yeah, but that's two of them. You get double L for Kansas City. We got two free ones just hanging out there on the board.
Didn't we beat the Chargers
That
already?
put them,
I thought we
that
already
put
played
them
the
to five and
Chargers.
five right now. If they play Kansas City back to back right now, it'd be 5-5.
Didn't we already play? I thought we already played them once. Maybe
I
I
think
keep
we
forgetting.
did.
I was
Oh,
saying
that's
we already
right.
beat. Yeah, I'm saying we already
Yeah.
beat them once. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta. I don't know, man. It's either gonna be the North or the West. Cause I know it ain't gonna be the South. It ain't gonna be the East. Cause them boys out east is trash, and them boys down south are proving that they can't do it at this point. So it's gonna have to be one of the two.
I mean, it could be. There's because I think you're right. The AFC South will be just the just the
Just the
Texans.
Texans. Yeah.
Yeah. We know that's locked up.
Right. And we just got to see who's going to win the North for that to shake out. But like I said, I already got Pittsburgh winning the North. So, like I said, everybody else for me is already on the outside looking. I still don't think the Bengals will make the playoffs. I just think they're going to make stuff harder for the other two teams.
I mean, it could be. It could be. I mean, they're a real borderline right there. And look, they still got to win tonight's game. Let's not get
Right.
204. Like that can run away from them real quick. Like, and then they're looking at a 4-6.
Right. So we're going to see what happens. Look like Lamar might have hurt his hand. We got some stuff going on. But like I said, I mean, this is why the Chiefs are just a runaway favorite with the AFC, because all these other teams down in the bottom in the riffraff is fighting for positions that ultimately won't matter. And then you get these games where they tell you the dude who's supposed to be or the team who's supposed to be really the best. Everybody tells, oh, the Ravens are really the best. They're the best. They're the best. But they on the verge of losing two straight almost. I
Yeah.
mean, not to mention they had to crawl out of deficit just to even get to where they was at. So, yeah, like I said, man, the North it looks dangerous, but it's kind of shaky after Pittsburgh, in my opinion. It's kind of shaky after that.
Yeah. I've got a shaky one here, and we kind of talked about it earlier, but it's the Cardinals versus the Jets, or excuse me, the Jets at Arizona Cardinals, and the
Oh
Jets are
no, yeah,
favored.
and that's crazy, and that's why I'm going to take the Cardinals, like I usually do in some of these games, because the Jets are absolute trash. Like I don't care how you try to code it, and whatever. But the Cardinals are going to win this game. They're already winning their division so far. They got to make sure they stay in the lead. The Jets, you're playing for nothing already. You're already eliminated.
Yeah, they traded away Mike Williams. It just tells they kind of it blew my mind seeing the Jets favored. I'm like the disrespect the Cardinals have had. I don't think they've been favored to win any of the 5 games they've already won. You
Right.
know, like what are we talking about here?
Oh yeah. Because I had people. I took the Cardinals over the Chargers, and a lot of people was telling me that I was crazy. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, even when I made bets, I said, bro, I said, I don't. What makes you think they can't beat these Chargers? Like this is what I don't get. How they're so underestimated. I'm like, bro, their offense is legit. It's the defense that's been tightened up that needed to be tightened up, but they can score with anybody. They showed that week one.
Right. Yeah, it
So
doesn't make sense to me, but it's one of those. If you want to sleep on them, we'll keep taking the money.
Man, because that's what I'm sure do. I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I got the Cards 3 times over.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Next on the list, we've got the Eagles versus the Cowboys.
This ain't even a game. The Eagles by a country mile. They should be favored almost by 9.
Not a bad get, not horrible. 7.5.
I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way, dude. The Cowboys are trash, and they're gonna be trash. They're gonna continue to play like trash. And this is one of those situations where I always say you need to blow up the front office. Jerry, you need to be done. We need new blood in here. Because y'all, you're going to remain in obscurity for as long as you're still in power. Because obviously, after the regime change, even when you took over in the 90s, you ain't won nothing. Like, well, let's just plainly say what it is. You ain't won nothing. This is over 30 years of obscurity. So
Right.
I'm tired of hearing about the Cowboys. I'm tired of hearing about what ifs. I'm tired of hearing about how they could, how this, how that. Micah Parsons this. Uh what's the boy name? Shepard Lee, Caleb Lee, whatever the boy name is, the receiver. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
about what's his name, brother? Tay Diggs, brother, or what's the boy
Right.
name? Stephon.
It's,
Whoever these dudes are, I don't want to hear nothing about it because they're trash and they're gonna
they're
be
just like the
trash.
Jaguars. They're
Yeah,
same as the
exactly,
Jaguars.
exactly.
They're teams that you thought should be decent, and here we are saying, "Huh, you pooped all over the bed."
Shot the bed. The bed is shat. There's shit everywhere. So yeah, bro, I'm totally cool on these dudes. Like I don't, and for the rest of the season, you can just mark me down for a Dallas loss.
Mm, mm.
I'm done. Like how you done with the Colts? I'm done with the Cowboys.
I
And only for your sake, a couple of years, I've even left the light on for them. But
yeah.
I'm closing this thing down. This thing is done.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out for an easy, like if they play the Titans or something. I don't have the Cowboys schedule in front of me to shut it down just yet, but I, it's gonna take some convincing to take a serious consideration.
Man,
I'm gonna need to see something on that schedule that says not against the legitimate team. That's for sure.
no, you know how they get down there like Miami. They can't beat nobody good.
Mm-mm.
Stop playing.
Even worse, I don't even think they're struggling to beat bad teams, which is even worse position to be in, really.
Right. Oh my goodness. Lamar Jackson's amazing. He just he just made the ultimate play. He's the best scrambler in the league. They get this dude almost 30 yards back. He just
Mm,
simply just starts running around up the sideline, zigzag, zooms, whamming. I thought he scored, but apparently they're gonna mark him at the 1. But it's crazy. It's the craziest run. I just ESPN will show you all week because he
right.
just ran past everybody. He said, "Okay, yeah, whoop whoop, yeah, whoop whoop, whoop whoop."
Yeah, and for everybody that says he can't throw, make sure you look at it. What the top five in the passing yards looks like.
I'm trying to tell you. Hand it to Derrick Henry, touchdown. So it's 21-14 pending.
Hey,
Ravens are marching.
still back in it. Look, all of a sudden, look, might double down on that -6.5. Look. All
I'm
right,
telling you.
next on the list. This is actually a banger of a game. I'm going to watch this for Sunday Night Football. They brought us a banger. They set this one up. They must have known that we wanted to be entertained.
Okay, let's
Well,
hear it.
Lions versus Texans.
Ooh, yeah, now this should be a really good game. It should be. Um, I'm going with my boy CJ Stroud and the Texans to win this game. I know that the Lions might be favored by a few points, but I think the Texans are one of the teams that can beat them. I'm going with CJ.
Mm. I mean, they are. The Texans are one of those teams that can beat them. This is down in Houston. Only 3% of the public is betting the Houston Texans.
That's crazy.
That
That
makes me
was crazy.
nervous. That makes me really nervous when I'm picking the Detroit Lions. It makes me nervous because this is one of those. Look, this is a close line, and we got such a one. This is closer than the betting public is suggesting, and
Right.
that's trap game written all over it, as they like to say. But it's not a trap game. It's a disrespect to what the Texans are capable of. That
Right.
being said, shout out the Detroit Lions. Let's get this dub. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody who watched the show knew where you was going with that.
Yeah,
Uh, but no, it should be a hell of a game here. You can't be mad at whoever wins. I just think the Texans need it more than the Lions do,
they do. They
especially
do.
if you want to talk about
Well,
playoff seeding for the AFC. But like I said, ultimately, we're talking about stuff that won't matter because at the end in February, we'll be at the end of a three-peat, the most dynastic stuff in NFL history. I'll probably come on the show and cry. And and that just be what it is, man. We're talking about inevitability.
actually, I think it's wild enough to say I think the Lions need this game more than the Texans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because the Texans can move to 6-4, no problem. Still be front runners in the AFC South, easy. But even at 7-1, it was 7-1. You're not a clear lock to win the NFC North. It's still not just the runaway the case that you need it to be. You're still competing with the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers for the NFC North. So if you don't want to be at 7-2 right now. Don't be messing up and doing that. We
also
got
true. But my only thing is the reason why I feel like the Texans needed more beyond the playoff season is because they're already anointing. They're doing the same thing like how they used to do with San Fran with the Lions. They're anointing them. They're saying that they're really the best team in the league, even though the Chiefs are 8-0. Like everything from top to bottom. It's just not only is it disrespectful for the Texans not to be favored at home, but then again, I know it has nothing to do with them, but it does. It's disrespectful to the Chiefs. Because you're sitting there, you're talking about this team that's won or they rounded off a few games versus a team who hasn't lost in almost a whole year.
right.
So it's it's flabbergasting to me that the disrespect that they would put on the Texans like that. That's why I'm expecting the Texans to come out and whomp them. I'm expecting that's why they need to come out and whomp them. That's it. This is
It's a
bulletin
t-
board type of stuff.
it's a tough matchup. This is a big boy game, Sunday Night Football. You keep you going.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, let's hit that Monday Night Football real quick. We got the Miami Dolphins facing the LA
Whoever
Rams.
I would say whoever they're playing. The Rams. I take the Rams. They should win by 17. What's the line on that?
1 point,
What?
1 point in LA.
I thought this last one was disrespectful. But you're meaning to tell me that they think Miami has a fighting chance to beat the Rams at home?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I'm going with the Rams. There's just nothing about this game that tells me they could lose. Like I just don't see it. How does it happen? Oh, because Tua's back.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everyone say, oh, Tua's back.
That's
What does that mean? They took
uh,
L's last week too when he was back. Like it don't matter. The lines are hotter. The receivers are playing better. The defense is playing better. There's just nothing about this game that says Miami wins. It's just gonna be another fucking dolphin on a cracker, and I can't wait.
Mm, mm. And I'm gonna put my retarded hat on and say, you
Oh,
know,
Fields for the win. I know. It's just you just like the way it sounds. That's all.
I think at this point, I think you're right. I think, I think, I think you're right. I think, I've been a fan of hip hop for too long. So when I catch a nice little saying, I like to stick with it. Maybe overuse it. I've apparently overused it too many times this year. Uh,
You picked
Six
them
to
to
be
win every
exact.
game.
Yeah, not every game. I've picked them to lose. I think twice this year. So, and I think they won one of them. So there was that. Well, I think one of those wins did come off of a. No, I don't think it did actually. No, I'm not doing that back. Now that I think about it,
Oh God. I mean, I, you got chops, man. You stick with your guns, even if you go out in a blaze of glory.
I got 21% of the public in my camp. And with these nice tight spreads, you give me 20%.
See, if it was any other team, I'd
Yeah,
be fine with that. But this is
yeah,
Miami,
yeah. I'm not
and
betting that.
they're playing a good team. We know Miami's habits; they just don't beat them.
Yeah,
And you want
it's
to say, and the Lions, let me say the Lions and the Rams needed more because they want to go to the offs.
right. Yeah,
No,
actually, they go to the offs too.
yeah, ooh. It's a tall task for them Dolphins, man. I ain't. I don't think a Dolphin could beat a Ram head up, but we'd have to see. We'd have to put at least a foot and 2, 3 feet of water in there so the Dolphin can maneuver. But I still think the
Yeah.
Ram probably takes that.
Well, the problem is the Rams going to do some kind of headbutt move, and
Right.
Tua's got another concussion. And then I'm back to the 60th best quarterback in the league. Somehow, someway, probably even worse than that. I don't even know if I can find a worse quarterback in the league right now. But you know,
You couldn't.
that's the risk you take when you pay a injured prone quarterback. I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
This is
Yeah.
what happens when you draft quarterbacks out of Alabama. I'm not gonna keep saying it. This is it. Like I said, man, and respect to Jalen. At least he seems to stay the most healthy, but he's always hurt all the time, and his game is mediocre too. Saquon is carrying these Eagles, like literally. So I mean,
Hey, that movie he did the other day was legit. That little backwards hurdle.
dude, it
Ooh.
was crazy. It was crazy. But I'm glad to see it because when I was seeing, I said, "Oh boy, you need to jump over him," but I didn't expect him to turn around and do it. So yeah, boy, that like I said, Saquon carrying them, but he didn't go to Alabama, so there's that.
Right. Let's hit let's hit up one of these comments we've got on Face. He's saying he's with you with Texans saying Joe Mixon goes off.
Yeah, I'll take it every day. I will take it. Like I said, man, the Texans ain't nothing to sneeze at, dude. Like I said, these Lions. Let's not forget they in the NFC. There are a few competitive teams. I think the best team they beat so far is Green Bay. But if Green Bay was at 100%, we'll see it in a rematch because they got to play them again. So, like I said, we'll see how that goes. But I got the Texans, man. Like I said, there's nothing about the Lions that makes me think that the Texans couldn't win, and that's nothing disrespectful to the Lions. I know you're a good
Right.
team. Like, there's no doubt about it. You're a good team. Like, but nigga, I think the Commanders could beat you on a good day. Like, so if we really outboil it, I know there's some guys out there. See, but because when I look at Kansas City, this is what I was talking about the disrespect earlier. I don't see anybody who could beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. I'm sure it could happen. I'm sure it might happen, but I just can't see it. You gotta, where we from? We from the show me. You gotta literally show me this dub. I have to see it happen. Because if I don't see it, I'm John Cena. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I'm John Cena. So
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but big shout out to the golf and everything. He have an MVPS season, you know everything. Yeah, I'm happy for the Lions for real because now you're finally a contender in the NFC again, and consistently now. It's 2 years in a row you've been a contender. So you know, I'm thoroughly happy to see it. But let's not do what, like I said, the main media always does: get quick to anoint them, quick to say, "Oh, this is the best team, this is that." Because every year San Fran lost the Super Bowl to us. That was San Fran's the best team. They're the better team. They're the better team. The roster rock from top to bottom. Oh my God, rock bottom, people's elbow. Whatever they gotta say, and it just always ends up the same. Another banner, another poster, another hat. It's memorabilia for me at this point.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So I
Well, that's all
appreciate
the
that
games
though,
for this week,
Unfazed.
folks.
Yeah, that's it for this week. NFL Week 10 is the Rizzy. And you know what time it is. We'll be back soon. Thanks for everybody who came through, commented, likes, and subscribed. Always share with your friends, your people, your families, even the people you don't like. We'll bring some joy to their life. Maybe it'll make them feel better. Man. But as
Maybe.
tradition, I'm that dude with the beard. That's Mr. KC. And we out, folks.
Deuces. Go Chiefs. Chiefs for the dub.